Treats. Hello. How are you? Well, come on in. Hope you're having a lovely day. I'm just giving it a few minutes to let everything warm up. How are you? How's Wednesday treating you? We're having a bit of a quiet one today. We've got some bread, which, funnily enough, is currently proving in a very small ensuite, because when I turned the radiators on, it just went really warm. So, testing a new type of bread recipe, just shake it up for the original. Fine, I'm not doing bad. Could do with a bit more sleep. I only got 2 hours sleep last night, so there's a coffee just out of shot. But I'm here. I've got a cup of coffee and I've got good company, so I've got no grumbles at all. Now, tell me your name. Are you a chef? As it were, in real life? Because I love that little picture. I'm slightly from the 1800s, so I'm still getting used to all the pictures and all the emotes. And I like the thumbs up man. He seems very happy with life. Just gives a nice big thumbs up. There's something nice and gentle about it. Did you miss the whole process of the cooking? No. Let me just turn the background music down. Sorry, I'm only on my phone in the kitchen, so let me just make the background music more backgroundy. No, what I've done so far is I like that. I found a lot of support with enthusiastic amateurs like yourself. That's all I am. I'm not a chef by trade. The best you could say is maybe enthusiastic cook. So all I've done so far, because we're going to do pickling samphire, and you teach cooking classes here for healthy desserts. Oh, very good, jolly good. Actually, we got a good book. Where is it? None of this is sponsored. Where is it? There we go. But I got a whole host of them, but we got this one because it was meant to be healthy recipes. Now, some of them, I'm going to admit, are a bit hit and miss. I want to rip and tear people. Oh, Luna, are you not having a good day? Come on in, we'll all be chill. What's gone wrong? I've got jazz for you, and I'll have bread, and then I'll have samphire. And we got Good Treat Chef here as well for the first time, so very delighted to have you here, Chef. Do you like Chef, or do you like Good Treats? I think there's something nice about saying yes, Chef. Let's face it, you got it in the name. You've got it in the name, so you may as well have yes, Chef. Here it is. So if you ever fancy it, it's a good book. This, some of them, as I say, hit and miss. Like there's one recipe in here for cauliflower tots, which is fine in principle. It's a good enough recipe. Here it is. And instead of basically saying make mashed potato, there's this phenomenally convoluted, take a potato, peel and cut it into cubes, but then gives instructions as though you're making a jacket potato. Good Treats is good. I'll tell you what, good. If you've got a book out there, just whisper me the link, and I will have a look at it after we're done streaming. But I quite liked this one, which was raspberry ice cream. Raspberry and elderflower ice cream, but using fat-free Greek yogurt. The only thing is I went through the whole process, and it basically said you'll end up with something that has the texture of ice cream. It really didn't. And I went through the whole thing and just thought, it's all well and good, but you could have just as well have had some nice cold yogurt with the raspberry and the elderflower. I might try it again at some point. I just didn't get that kind of texture that you can see there. I'm looking at this backwards all the time. That kind of, being able to scoop it and get a proper thing like ice cream. That didn't work. Nevertheless, it was delicious. And apparently, per serving, 114 kcal. Halfway to... Are you, Luna? Goodness gracious, bravo, well done. Keep on going, you will get there. I have no doubt whatsoever. Get the big thumbs up like Chef did earlier. I like the thumbs up, man. Anyway, I'm going to distract myself. Hang on. I'll pop that back. So, what I'm going to start with... Oh, sorry, I'm with you. I beg your pardon. Oh, so you guys know each other? Oh, right. Oh, I hadn't twigged. Sorry. Right. So, good chef here is nearly halfway. Good on you, chef. Once I'm out of this, I shall click buttons and I shall push you part the way there. Do you know what, the yogurt, it was lovely, and obviously I get a sweet tooth craving now and then, and it really helped actually. I found it really, very useful. Sorry, I just realised I need get a kettle of hot water on the go. Right. So what we are starting with tonight is a recipe from this book here. I never claim a recipe that's not my own. I've not tweeted enough yet to call it my own. And all we're going to do is pickle samphire. And it turns out it's a lot more straightforward than I thought. Because it turned out we had pretty much every single ingredient in our kitchen that I could ever need. So, let's... Oh, hang on, I've had to barrel into this and make a mathematical mistake. Wait a minute. And we're going through... we've got scales. We're going to have some maths soon as well, probably. Where is it? Done that one, done that one, done that one. Here we go. Right. So, I worked this out. So we got half of the whole recipe. And I did that deliberately to save my maths. Goodness gracious, we are honoured. We have, I think, for the 4th time in a row, Waffle is here. The time zones have collided. Marvellous, Waffle. How are you? You've caught us as we're just about to start with the pickling process, which I need, there we go, 250 mils of white wine vinegar. Try not to botch it at the early stages, hang on. There we go. Just working. You always stream around lunchtime, so you're ready to be hungry. Waffle, I shall make sure that I tickle your taste buds. And tickle nothing else. We shall keep the tickling right there. But are you well? How have you been? Lovely accent. Oh, bless you, chef. That's very kind of you. I don't know where I picked it up from. Not a clue. Right, so let's just check this. So, vinegar, sugar and spices. So let's get the spices in next. And I just picked these up recently. Oops, easy. Here we go. So, what do we need? We don't need the deodorant that I ran off. Sick last week, but you... Oh, good man, jolly good. Nothing fatal, I hope. Well, that was one of the more stupid things I said. Nothing fatal. Well, you're here. How can it be? Nothing drastic was what I meant to say. So, yes, sorry, that was resoundingly stupid, wasn't it? Oh, dear me. It's been a long day. So, 1/4 of a teaspoon cayenne pepper. In that goes. Also, folks, let me know if the background music is not backgroundy enough. Just there meant to be a little bit of jazz for us, rather than putting us in the front row. So, cayenne, 1/4 of a teaspoon of fennel. So I'll do this over here. You don't normally do music. I was wondering where the jazz was coming from. I was checking on that. I turned it off for ages, Waffle, because it looked like it was crashing the stream, and I missed quite a few of our kitchen streams just because it wouldn't get going. But for some reason, I'm turning off and on various bits and pieces. Whoop, that was mustard seeds. Updating the app and twiddling and fiddling, and we've got a little bit of non-copyrighted music, because God forbid that the gods of Twitch should come down and smite me wholly and wholeheartedly for having non-copyright music. No, copyright music. So far, we've got fennel, we've got mustard, we've got cayenne. We're going to have some black peppercorns. Open this thing. How many? Memory like a fish today. Half a teaspoon. Few more. There we go. Give it a bit of thump. Give it a bit of oomph. And then we want 2 cloves. There we go. Where have my cloves gone? Whoops, daisy. Yeah, voila. Cloves. So just 2 of them. Something fell over somewhere. I don't know what that was. 2. Nice jazz. Yes, there's nothing quite like a spot of jazz just to relax you. It's well, if you pick the right jazz, I suppose. Right, so that's everything together. So this we are going to simmer for 5 minutes. Okie dokie. No, we're not. We need this sugar first. Yes, it's one of the things that I was reflecting upon. Is I picked the name Decaffeinated Owl because the time that you reach me, I tend to be decaffeinated. So any mistakes, I'm going to blame entirely on that, and nothing to do with the fact that I'm just occasionally somewhat amateurish in my approaches. Oh dear me. Right, and it was 40 grams. I can remember the number 40. There we go. So here we go. I can't even open a bag of sugar. What's happening this evening? So what's going on in your world then, Waffle? How is your... I noticed that I saw a stream title which was you had lost diamond. Have you regained your diamond wherever it went? So 40 grams then of granulated sugar. Apparently it needs to be granulated. I'm not going to question why. A bit more. Come on. 40. There we go. You lost... immortal. Sorry, that was it. You reached the status of an immortal. You know, I could probably write some sort of epic tale about this. He lost his immortality and rose back once again. The only problem is I do dreadfully and terribly enjoy your streams. I've no idea what's going on, but it looks like a hoot. It looks like everyone's having a whale of a time, which is the most important thing. So I'm just going to give that a little stir, and I'm going to leave that in the background for 5 minutes. It's time 5 minutes. And we're going to have a look at that. So, what's next? Oh, look in the book, little time. Right, we're blanching samphire. Okie dokie. So far. Goodness gracious, we've got Pincushion is here. Hello, Pincushion. How are you? How lovely to have you here. Are you keeping all right? Are you well? We are just boiling some spices off camera, and I'm going to blanch some samphire. I completely forgot where everything was in my kitchen there for a split second. It just entirely left me for a moment. What's the best thing to blanch it? What have I got? Sorry folks, just 1 second. And if you folks don't know each other, Waffle here is an astonishing first-person shooting streamer. And we've got Pincushion here, who is an absolutely marvellous streamer, content creator, overall lovely person, who just finished Doki Doki Literature Club, which was truly something to behold. Okay, so you got a week off. Are you really? Oh, I'm good. I'm really glad that you got them okay. It bodes well for the cookies as well, and I hope you like them. I know Mrs. Alpha does too. So yes, if anyone wants to, yes, I'm very lucky. I've got a huge variety of marvellous streamers around for anything really that takes my fancy. It's great. Just sort of what I feel like today. It's marvellous. Now, let's play with an ingredient that we've not played with before. Samphire. I haven't really had cause to use samphire before. So, all I'm going to do is, and it's just as well I measured this out because there's slightly less in the packs than I was led to believe. Oh, fiddlesticks. Oh, fiddlesticks twice. Yeah, so good chef here is on their way to affiliate, is a fan, not a professional chef, they tell me, although I'm sure they are excellent. So I know they'll be understanding as to the amateurism you are about to see. 149 grams. I'm now going to just throw samphire in. Hang on. 50. Oh, really? Oh, good. Oh, jolly good. I'm, funnily enough, not planning to pair this with fish, although I've got some in, so I just might. So let's pop that to one side. And then blanch. Away we go. That needs a minute and a half. So let's, there we go. Yeah, well, we have pretty much a minute and a half. Look at that look. And then we are going to need to drop them in ice water. So, yes, we've got the samphire. Oh, I say, I'm going to turn down the pickling liquid because that's rather strong. Woo. That's going at quite a ferocious bubble. So let's just give that a stir. It's going to make it very tasty. So you sit there. Will we be seeing an owl Halloween costume stream? Hey, do you know, I hadn't thought of that. We're going to do some Halloween food. Bonfire bagels and toffee apples are on the cards. So we're going to do a bagel that will remind us all of a bonfire night. And some normal ones as well, because I just happen to like bagels. I need ice, that's what I need. Hang on. You can tell it's a very well prepared stream, this, when I keep disappearing off set, as it were. Thanks for the mention. Samphire beans. Samphire apparently, whoops, daisy, is traditionally paired with fish. I'm hoping to create something that might go as well with chicken. Sorry, the boiling vinegar is and the mustard is woo. It's doing wonders for my sinuses. Maybe not the intention. So where are we? Okay, here we go. So 3, 2, 1. There we are. Out they come. So I'm just going to drain these off and then dump them straight into our hot water. We're going to turn off and leave to cool our pickling liquid. So out you come. And then let's get these straight into the cold ice water and we'll stop that from cooking. In you go. Waste not. So I'll just get a fork in a second and just knock them under the water. There we go. Quite, yes, it is quite the smell. And it's not just me for once. I can blame it on the food. So let's just pack that underneath. There we go. Lovely. Right, so far so good. So I'm going to pop that over to one side. Let's come and have a look. How's our pickling liquid looking? See, if smell-o-vision worked, you'd all be trying to back off from the camera at this point. But all the sugar is melted down. It's quite the strong smell. Woo! Goodness gracious me. So, let's get that out the way. Leave that to cool. What's next on the agenda? I think bread might next be on the agenda. However, I'm going to have to apologise and dart off camera for just a second because it's currently proving in the warmest room in the house. And the warmest room in the house is upstairs. So, what I might do, it really is, it's got right up my nose there. Goodness gracious me. So what I will do, here's a plan. I'm going to leave this for just a second. Bear with me for no more than 30 seconds. I will bring our bread down and then we'll get it in the oven and we'll see how it's getting along. Right, 2 seconds. Well, the brand new recipe has flattened somewhat. That's interesting. Wasn't quite expecting it to be so... Curious. Because I've been trying out new recipes. I kind of thought it would keep its form a bit more. Must head out for an appointment. Catch you soon. No worries, Pincushion. We'll all see you soon. Glad to have you here. Look forward to seeing you during the week. Almost reached 400 to hydrate. Excellent, because I need to hydrate and I've left the bottle upstairs. I am going to... How can I rectify this? Can I rectify this? That's... No, rectify is not the right word. I mean, it is a brand new recipe, so I don't actually know whether or not this was the intention of the author of said recipe. All I know is that that's perhaps a little bit more spread than I would have anticipated. So what I will do, I think, is just try and gently roll the edges underneath. Lovely seeing you too, Pincushion. Take care and enjoy your week off. And if we see you around, it'll be lovely to see you. Lovely to have you here. Right. Okay. Well, it's got a good feel to it. Maybe I sliced it down the middle too much. I think the best thing I can probably do... Maybe it could do with being on some baking parchment. Yes, I'm going to try a little sort of logistical experiment. So we're going to need some more water because we want some steam in the oven just to give it a nice crust to it. Let's see. About sliding in some baking parchment underneath this. Because normally I would actually do this open air in the oven, so basically all the air could get to the base of it. But I think it's sufficiently flattening out that I think if I do that it might actually just goop right through the grills in the oven. So let's handle gently. Is this going to come up? Are you going to behave, Loaf? Come on, Loaf. You look like a lovely loaf, so let's have you behave with us. So let's try. Basically just roll some parchment underneath to stop it sticking on both sides. Nigel, the eminently sophisticated carrier pigeon, also known as Harek, has joined the roost. How are you today, Harek? How lovely to have you. We are joined by Chef. We have got Luna is here too. Although I think they may possibly be lurking. Right, I'm going to throw caution to the wind slightly. That's a daisy. Bang! That may have been handled a little too much, but we'll go with it. Doing amazing. That's a good answer. How are you doing? I'm doing amazing. I like that. I like that a lot. We're doing good. I'm a little sleep deprived, so that may have been folly what you've just seen, but I've now got it underneath some baking parchment. Oh, I say, Chef, you are very kind. Thank you. Had some big announcements on Instagram. Oh, have you? Do you want to share? Because I can't get to Instagram right now. Do tell us your big announcement. And thank you, Chef. Chef, I'm going to get water. Hang on. Thank you very much, Chef. That is indeed much better. Ooh. Right. So let's grab the... Where's my book of ideas gone? What do I do? Oh, it's over here. So yes, Harriet, feel free, tell the world. You joined a streaming crew. Oh, very good. Jolly good. Who have you joined? Let's just check this. So I've slashed it. I need it 210 for 30 minutes. I'll have to give that a minute because I left it on low for... And you had your official logos made yesterday. I say, very exciting. I'm very lucky in that Mrs. Owl, in fact, has created all of our banners and all of our emotes are her creations. Hello, convict. How are you today? You've caught us with a slightly deformed piece of bread. Let's just see. Everything's fine so far in terms of the samphire, but how are you today? Contagion Gaming. Ooh, that sounds very dramatic. That sounds like the sort of place with my gaming style where I would possibly be dragging down the teeth. As poor convict knows, as I joined him when we played first-person shooting, my style tends towards the comedic, I think, rather than the actually efficient. So, just did a small stream for it. Oh, jolly good. Did you have fun? Oh, and I'm going to have a sip. Oh, and in fact, Chef is in fact allowed me hydration. Which I shall take full advantage of. Right, that can go... Oh no, it can't. I'm being a bit thick, folks, out of it. So, hot water into the tray, because I just want a bit of steam in the oven. Whoops. I also want to not throw boiling hot water over myself, which I nearly did, which would have been a tad foolish. Whoops. And in we go. Bam. Now, I'll be very interested to see how this goes, because I'm trying... It's a back to basics at the moment is what I'm doing, is I'm trying to ace the real bog standards that we all... Well, I think I need. Things like bread making, pastry making, pie making. So, sort of simple things, but those that I've realised I've not quite nailed perfectly on the head. Enjoyed the game, just not the solo streaming. I remember it well, convict. I remember it well. I remember. If I still enjoyed it though, because we were just pottering around the kitchen. But it's there are occasions, and anyone who's in here who streams will know, is that you can be talking to nobody for a long time, of course, can't you? Because it's and I feel that's why I feel very lucky, even if it's I feel lucky to be doing it at all. It's a highly privileged position I've got. But I've got lots of you here, and we are fondling around the kitchen. Fondling isn't a word, but it should be. So what have we got so far? Bread in the oven. Blanched samphire is currently chilling in some ice water to stop it cooking. We've got our pickling liquid. There's nicely, and it's still very potent. Just bring it to my nose, hang on. Woo! Because, and also this is a benefit for Chef, who's not been here before, I have, just before the stream started, I sanitised our jars, and if anyone wants to try pickling or preserving, 110 degrees on a fan assist oven, you clean it first with hot soapy water, into the oven for 10 minutes, it's sanitised, that's it. You can then put in anything that you want to pickle, including which we did recently. Pickled cucumber. Ooh, I've been a weekly. Oh, there we go. And I must admit, these are quite nice just to nibble, to be honest. So let's just. The equivalent, of course, is gherkins, which you can also do. Pickling and jazz. I'm a lucky, lucky fellow. Right. What is next? I know exactly what's next. It's time to make dinner after these things are cooking. So what? Sorry, I forgot to ask, Convict. Terribly rude of me. What was it that you were streaming? What were you doing? What were you playing? Always having the same issues with opening cans. Yeah, it's worse for me. I'm right here going. Actually, there have been a few streams where I've gone to open kidney beans or something, and the thing's just gone. Not to mention the stream where I was just busy using a spatula, and it just went and crunched halfway through into what we were doing, which was suboptimal, I think. Is the phrase I would use. So, doing a fairly straightforward dinner tonight. Nothing especially fancy. We're going to have some broccoli and some chicken. Yeah, recently purchased from our greengrocer. And we recently played around with a recipe for KFC chicken spices, so I'm going to do the chicken coated in that. And we will simply do the broccoli just in a light bit of salt and pepper. So a nice, straightforward, easy and light type dinner, which will be different from what we're doing on Sunday. Because on Sunday I'm going to do Scottish morning rolls to go with a warming and hearty beef stew. That's the plan for Sunday. With, again, a nice cup of coffee somewhere into the mix. I'm quite enjoying this jazz. It's sort of fresh and right from the shop. Yeah, exactly. You know, in terms of making great meals, you can't really go wrong if you go and find your local farmer or your local greengrocer and buy something that is just out of the fields, basically. You really can't go far wrong. In fact, because we'll have a little bit of time before there's some more space in the freezer, I've done that twice now, in the oven even, might just try a little experiment with the stalks, just whilst we're here. A little fun extra. Yes, I know Twitch has got all these problems at the moment with copyright-free music and stuff, but there's so much out there. I've just thrown on a copyright-free jazz playlist. I've just sort of typed it into what do you call it, Spotify. So let's just see, because it's just the two of us tonight, so that's probably not a problem. So let's pop that back in the fridge. Actually, whilst we're here, let's try the experiment now. Because, often left out, but the inside stalk here of a broccoli stem is perfectly edible. But what you really don't want is, you can probably see it here as we're going through, so that bit there where it goes white, perfectly edible, perfectly nice, nothing wrong with it at all. Outside bit chewy, don't really want it if you can avoid it. So I'm just going to basically run down it, steady but slow and sure. So it's, what's that phrase the politicians used? Soft and stable, or whatever it was. Strong and stable, that was it, not soft and stable. So I'll just see what we can do with these in a kind of waste not, want not kind of way. Oh, actually, Harrick joined it. Also, Harrick, if you're still there, marvellous news, by the way. I've got to say congratulations again. I have, goodness gracious me, we are joined by Little Red Fox and her marvellous lair herself. Hello, everyone. I'm going to stop for a minute. This is 12 lovely people coming to join us. Pull up a pew. Goodness gracious, how are we all? Hello. A fox raid. I don't think I've had a fox raid before. I think 12 of you. Goodness gracious. Hello and welcome and good evening. How is everyone? Fox, how was your stream? Did everyone have fun? I absolutely love as well. I love your emotes, Fox. They're great. How's the stream going? The stream's going very well. Thank you very much. We have so far watched me sort of blunder around the kitchen a little bit. I'm currently doing a waste not, want not on the broccoli stalks. And I'm sorry, I've just missed someone's follow. Quiet, 1999.47. Thank you very much for joining us. And Maggie, thank you very much for joining. You can split your time between lair and roost. But of course, Fox, I'm sorry I couldn't join you this evening. Our times, of course, have clearly collided. What were you playing today? Have you had fun? Is it Subnautica you're on at the moment? Did an early morning... I wondered if it would be Subnautica. I'm very glad you enjoyed it. I enjoyed catching up on these things on the videos on demand. So, sorry, I've been slightly sleep deprived. What was I saying? Oh, broccoli stems. We've done that. We've got bread currently going on in the oven. I'm going to lean without revealing my face. Looks like it's doing all right. We have got the basics of dinner are coming together. Oh, thank you, Fox. Thank you very much. And I've got coffee still over here, so I'm going to have some of that too. And what the sort of the main-ish event, we are making pickled samphire. No face reveal today. If I'd done that and fallen off the chair, that would have been a hilarious face reveal. It just got bang. So what we did is we blanched this by dropping it in hot water, boiling water in fact, taking it straight out again after a minute and a half, straight into ice water. Whoops, quite heavy. We then, there we go, put together a pickling marinade, which is a combination of white wine vinegar, mustard, cloves, sugar, black pepper, cayenne pepper. I shall do this smell-o-vision. There we are. Yes, there we go. So that just needs to cool completely. We're then going to pop them in the sanitised jars there. And since we're here, I'm going to make use... You heckin' love broccoli. Good. Broccoli, very good for you. Very, very, very good for you. But this is a kind of a waste not, want not moment whilst the bread is just tippling on in the oven. Because often it's forgotten that the stalk, I'll demonstrate, the inside, sorry, it's very dark now in the countryside. So you see that white bit there? That's perfectly edible, and that's sometimes forgotten. So what you want to really do is get rid of everything on the outside and try and make your way into that kind of white centre. Oh, I say, gluten-free bread. Now that, Fox, you deserve an award because that is very difficult indeed. Thank you for the cooking stream. We'll join you for one in the future. No worries, Chef. Thank you for being here and for joining us. Look forward to having you back. Have a lovely rest of the day. So, just as a sort of a moment of inspiration, I've realised that I've got several stalks from what we've been doing recently. So, let's just make an extra snack for the evening. Try and make it as nice as possible. There, that'll do the music. Lovely. Just knock that down a bit. So if that was your morning stream, Fox, are you back this evening? What's the plan for the rest of the day and for the marvellous members of the lair? So just keep until we just get to where we want to be. There we go. D. And then, whoops, hold together. Whoops, don't slice your own finger, that would be a bad idea. But I can probably knock the tops off there as well. So then at least once you've gone through all of your various ingredients, you can say, yes, I've used absolutely every last bit and I've used it well. Monday to Wednesday is morning streams and some chill games. Thursday is the drinking. I have terrible memory sometimes. I sort of forget where I am and what's going on, what day it is. And of course we then have the Phoenix himself, the Master of Shot Saturday, starts to lead the charge into Friday, which is, quite frankly, it seems like I barely would have the energy to keep up, I fear. Although, I don't know, so the tomorrow would be... Mrs. Owl came up with an interesting idea. She thought when we next hit her the next milestone for the channel, she has stumbled across something on YouTube called Say It or Shot It, where you are asked questions and you got one of two options. You may either answer, or you may drink a shot of your particular beverage. Mrs. Owl thought so too. I must admit, there's a certain sort of comedy appeal to it. Oh, nearly face reveal. There we go. Can you steal? Oh, Fox, steal away. Maybe we should just both do it. Do you know what? Speaking of the devil, his ears must have been burning. How are we today, Master of all Phoenixes, the Omega and Alpha himself? How are you? We were just talking about an idea that... sorry, I'm just going to get rid of some of the bits and bobs. Yes, Omega just knows. He's like the godfather of Twitch channels. He's just there, ever present, and when you need him, he just sort of arrives in phenomenal sartorial elegance and style. Here's a thought, actually, Omega. Are we likely to see any more Matador masks on the horizon? I love that you've got a range already. In fact, I'm so tempted to actually just find one and I just got sure. Oh goodness. So there we go. We have our, and it doesn't look like much, but it's considering that that was just going to go straight into our food recycling. Now it's snacks. Let's see. We've got 60 minutes to go on that. I think the best way forward is to get these... I've got space. Might do. Let's turn the bread around. What did you call that? A shot? It was... Say it or shot it. That was it. Omega, you may approve of this as a plan. Mrs. Owl came up with the idea when we next hit our next milestone, whatever it may be, to do say it or shot it. Or basically, we answer questions or we drink a shot of our particular favourite beverage. It has the potential of becoming a very messy affair indeed. So, where are we? Right, let's get some, just a light drizzling here of groundnut oil. That was in fact quite a big drizzle, but we'll ignore that for a second. And thank you again to our brand new followers who joined us following Fox's lovely raid. I'm still waiting on drunk decaf. Problem is these days, you end up with a few drinks in the owl and then he becomes the asleep owl and you're sort of talking at him on Discord and wondering why he's not replying and what's that soft snoring noise. We shall, however, my dear boy, we shall. It shall be a night to either forget or remember, depending on how late it gets. However, of course, if you're on Twitch, it will always remember. It is. Oh dear. Right, so let's, again, quite a light, easy dinner this one, but a particular favourite, because, again, it's light, it's easy to eat. There we go. Twitch never forgets, unless of course you get copyright struck and you need to delete everything that you've owned ever. So here we go. So I'm going to just put the snack sticks at one end because they will cook quicker than the rest. So I'll sort of nibble on them. Let's have an extra grate of seasoning, why not? Why not? Nice thing is that you could actually, you know, we could actually, let's put some extra seasoning on here. What should we have? I know, let's have some Korean chili flakes. Oh yes, and actually I have, for an 1800s owl, I have braved technology even further, and I have joined the world of TikTok. I will confess to having absolutely no idea what I'm doing, but I am there. And I figured if we're doing things like baking bread, then I can at least take the videos as we do it over a long period of time. How much we see of that, who knows? But it's there, I've done it. Let's move the chair out of the way. Then what do we need? Let's see, chicken. And so the plan will be for Sunday evening. Have I done all the veg? Do I need this chopping board again? No, I don't. Safe to use for raw meat. So we shall use it for raw meat. So apologies if anyone's a vegetarian. I will understand if you wish to leave at this juncture. No offence will be taken whatsoever. So I'm just cutting off any of the less pleasant bits, and then we're going to sprinkle this in our KFC spicing, which we are still trying to perfect because it was different again the third time I've done it. Lord knows why. We'll get there. We will get a recipe for the whole of chat, and all shall be well. Let's trump that back again there. I'm going to put you on the big screen and do your gardening. I say, I'm honoured, Fox. Thank you very much. I shall wave at you from your big screen. Hello. So that's a icky bit of chicken. Don't think we want that. Let's get rid. Put that back out later. I made an Indian meal last night for dinner. I feel I've outdone myself. I say, my dear boy, we don't have pictures of this fine event. Do love a curry. It's terribly funny actually. When I first met, I've probably told this story before, but I shall tell it again. When I met the good lady of the house, one of the few places that was near us was an Indian takeaway, and I thought I would be adventurous for once and try something completely new, and ended up picking something that basically blew my face off. And obviously we hadn't known each other that long, so I sort of was going, no, it's fine. And basically it ripped through my insides like a Force 9 hurricane. Proceeded to make me melt, and I never had it again. I stayed away from it ever since. No photo. That's all right. Let's face it. At the end of the day, I know it's silly for a food streamer to say, but food is for eating, not for photographing. If it tasted good, your word is good enough for me, my fine fellow. Ooh, that's a bit yucky. Let's wash that bit off. Hang on. Shop around. And that. Of course, food, health and safety first. Be careful not to cross-contaminate. Don't want anybody trying one of these recipes and giving themselves salmonella, because you're all very, very lovely. And we do not want that. And Omega, of course, you'll have to tell me what the time is, Omega, and you feel free to, I'm sure our chat already knows, but you will be chilling out yourself at 7:30. How long until that? Is that going to be about, I've actually got a clock near me, is that about 45 minutes time? Transplanting peas into containers, you can have peas for winter snacks. Lovely. Have I missed a joke here about lawnmowers? Lettuce and spices. Oh, very good. I like that. Da, 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 da. So let's ditch that. Woo. 7:30, but need to perk up your neck. My fine fella, if you're not feeling it, don't push it. Don't force yourself. You work a full day shift, and then come in the week in the evening and do it again. Basically, you could do as I do. There's a coffee just off. If I wasn't covered in chicken, I would have some right now. Try and channel that inner caffeination to you. So that's the last bits of chicken. You'll be on the. It's a good evening for streamers. I mean, we've got obviously Fox. You just finished up. Skip myself. That's the thing. You're all lovely, but I think anyone wise would probably move on to something more professional looking. And then we've got Omega. We've got Falama. I'm sure there are others out there as well. However, it's certainly an evening to sit back, put your feet up if you are a fan of all things Twitch. So there we go. Right, that's the 2 chicken breasts ready. Now, without cross-contaminating anything again, it's amazing, you sort of learn to work with one hand. Where are my spices? Are these my spices? Hang on. Nope, that's another piece of chicken. That's no good. Where's my spice? Spices! If that's all my spices, oh dear, that's not a lot at all. So, let's get, because we're down to the last 6 minutes on the bread. It's looking good too. Fingers crossed. Ooh. Just threw some boiling water on myself, that wasn't fun. Oops, there, Daisy. So, we are then, let's get ourselves a mat down for the chicken. Bum. And then this, if for folks that don't know, is our KFC spicing, which we are still working on perfecting. Just going to give all the chicken a nice coating of that. Now I can get my chickeny hand in without cross-contaminating everything. Some ASMR chicken slurping here. Lovely. I still remember seeing that very interesting article, and it was about how, we don't get political here obviously because this is where we all come to relax, but it was a fantastically interesting article, and it was how they had been able to basically take the genetic markers for chicken and recreate a chicken breast without having effectively had an animal reared, fed, killed. It was basically grown from start to finish, as I understand it, and it was, to all intents and purposes, chicken. I couldn't help but think, but I don't understand why we haven't got more research into that, because that would seem, to me, who cares quite a lot about the environment, so really, that's why we don't eat meat every day, and we walk whenever we can, rather than take the car. It seems like quite an interesting prospect, because if it is basically just a chicken breast that has come into existence in a slightly different way, there are some very interesting potential ramifications for that. Potentially, anyway. Now, interestingly, I think I've only got enough spices for some of the chicken, so what I'm going to do is cover Mrs. Owl's half with it quite liberally, to make sure that she gets a proper KFC chicken dinner. So, what shall we do now? I think the answer is a little improv. Like the jazz we got playing, let's do some chicken improv. That escape artist piece there into the bin. So, we're just going to, if it's not real, I don't want it. Fair enough, I make it. It's one of those, opinions are valid here, and that's certainly a perfectly valid opinion. Nothing wrong with it. I want KFC, but I don't get Uber Eats or delivery. Again, I think that's very good of you. I mean, we're all tempted sometimes because we all work. I know it's a thing I frequently say, and it's something I've talked to Smoke about as well, because obviously people's mental health in our very fast-paced environment. We're all tempted from time to time. We shouldn't feel bad about it when we are. But I have found, I'm pleased to say, just get the chicken off, hang on. That in delving into these sort of fake-away recipes, it's made me less inclined to actually have takeaways, because I know I can quickly whip this up now, which is a good thing. So what I'm going to do for the second half is, because it's a bit improv-y, I know it works though, I'm going to sprinkle with ground almonds, gives it just a bit of a coating. Hello my love, how you doing? I'm going to drop in some cayenne pepper. What's a guan? The bread is nearly done.
Does it look good?
It does look quite good actually. There was only enough spicing for half, so I'm giving you that, and I'm having some interesting improv chicken. And Fox is here and has just joined with a whole crew.
Oh, hello.
And we were just talking about your marvellous idea for Say It or Shot It.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a popular one, isn't it, folks? Say It or Shot It. So popular, Fox is thinking of doing it herself too when she hits a marker, so we can all do it, and we shall all reveal great truths. Or regret the revealing of great.
What is Little Red Fox
What?
on a shot?
What are you going to shot? Is
Shot.
Oh, Fox says hello, by the way.
Oh, hi.
What's the shot of choice for Fox? And then a big hello here from Omega as well.
Hello.
All credit to Mr. and Mrs. Where did you find it, love?
It's like a trend on YouTube.
A YouTube trend.
Some of the bloggers that I watch do it.
Right. In 45 seconds, we're going to have bread. So, I'm going to be vodka or rum.
Oh, shine vodka.
Wow, that's brave. Fox, you are brave. Wow. Ooh, steam in the face. Ooh, close that. Right, let's clear down because we're going to have incoming bread. Let's move that out of the way. Let's get that out of the way. I hope this works, you know, because I've been looking for a replacement, not a replacement, an additional bread recipe for quite a while now. So let's. There. She jolly well blows. So that's been in for 12. I need it for at least 17 for the chicken. That's actually I've still got some almonds under my. Sorry folks, forgive me for turning my back on you for a second. We've had a couple of new followers have joined us, and Chef, his name is Chef. Sorry, her name, sorry, Chef. Yeah, Chef. Oh, hey. I love that. His acting voice was just tremendous. Right, bread. Shall we have a look, folks? Let's see how this went. Ooh, that's looking pretty good. Shuffle that around. Right, let's have the butchers. So with clean hands. Ooh, ha, that's hot. Funny that, it's just come out of an oven. Oops, come on. Ow, ow, ow. Sorry folks, sorry about the bang. That's how you should. Ooh. Stuck perhaps a little more than I thought it might. Aha. Aha. And off it comes. Lovely. So, yes, at least this time, Omega, I've not made the mistake of requiring a bread that needs key ingredients and then leaving them out, which really was foolish on my part. So, I'm going to level with it. It's not the neatest loaf I've ever made. Let's just do a bottom tap. Oops. It has, however, cooked through perfectly. That's a nice hollow tap at the bottom. So this is going to grab a shower, keep the stream... Aggie, we're happy for you to keep us on in the shower, if that is what you meant. I've done that before for long. But if you're just going to enjoy a shower, enjoy your shower. Our presence there may unnerve you somewhat, as we nibble on bread. I say we're nibbling on bread here, we're not watching you nibbling on bread. This is getting a bit weird. Baggy, sushi. I'm making this weirder than it needs to be. So unfortunately though, I can't really slice that open yet. Otherwise it will collapse. So, let's just pause for a moment. Oops. Oh lordy lord, yeah, yes, I've made it weird. So, sorry, Baggy. You were hoping just for a nice relaxing shower and a quiet exit from the stream, weren't you? That really didn't pan out, did it? I'm just going to quietly tell this man I'm just going to be back in a minute, and now suddenly he and everyone else is in my shower watching me as they all eat a loaf of cooling bread. This is the point where I suddenly find Twitch shuts me down and says this man is basically a pervert. Get him off our platform, please. It did not go to plan. No, your quiet exit stage left went quite loud, didn't it? Oh dear me. We'll let the poor man go now. Right, so a bit of a clear up. I have to do a bit more washing this evening, but it will be worth it. I really want to try this now, if I'm honest, but I can't really. So, how is everybody? As we wait on our dinner to come through, we've got Omega. Omega Malov is in need of stimulus. He says he's absolutely knackered and he's starting in about 20 minutes or so. He's doing a chill out war zone. As chill.
Yeah, can Warzone feature?
That's a good. I mean, if anyone could manage it, it would be Omega. Omega, how exactly do you make a war zone calm and relaxing? Do you play jazz? Please, on our behalf, please at some point parachute down and just start playing smooth jazz as you're going down. A saxophone on the way down with the parachutes. Oh. Omega, if you anyone to play with you, I will go down. You don't kill anyone. Oh, just sort of sit there quietly, just as people are rampaging around the war zone. Going, yeah, okay. Just running around and doing that. You see, if you're running around, you know what the answer is, Omega. You already know where I'm going with this. If prevalence of large amounts of ammunition is not a prerequisite, what you want in your arsenal is a damn fine rocket launcher. Rockets and a riot shield. That's the one. That's the ticket. That'll sort them out. I'd say it sorts out the men from the boys. I think it more sorts out the people with spatial awareness and a need to duck frequently. Oh, actually, this is promising. Right. The jar has now cooled down that we sterilised earlier. I will create a class just for you. Thank you. All it needs is a rocket launcher and a riot shield. And I can guarantee you fun and hilarity will ensue. Right. Has this cooled down? It has. Look at that. The timing for once actually worked. I don't believe it. I just checked the food's not burning. The food isn't burning yet. Rockets and a riot shield. Got it? That's the one. That's the ticket. Right, I'm going to drain off the cold water for the samphire. Have you actually eaten samphire before, Bluff?
I don't think so. Maybe. Oh, you know what? Yes. We had it at that restaurant in Rome, Marigold.
Oh
It was
yes,
part-
gosh, we
It
did.
was part of that salad that we had with the, what was it called?
It was wasn't it a seasonal equivalent of an artichoke or something?
No.
No.
It was
I can't remember
a Roman vegetable that's sort of like that. But I can't remember.
It was amazing.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that had samphire in it.
So let's, without giving a face reveal, folks, for which I popped my towel in the way of the camera for a second. Whoops, there is a face here. There's also a towel. Look at that. So, the back's still in pain from all the heavy lifting. Omega and Baggy, I think, are joking about Omega being carried through the game, which I know is not the case, because I've seen Omega play. I know he's really playing down his first-person shooting talents. I've seen the man go into combat. I just haven't seen him do it with the rocket. No, I have actually once. I think you did it once on my behalf. I will convert you. I will get you there. Do you know, actually, I'm quite looking for, there's a moment in RimWorld where you can actually make, I know, right, I'm number one in the world. You are indeed. We are blessed with the presence of one of the very top first-person shooters. And he never dies, because he's a phoenix, you know, so if he dies, he just sort of comes back again once the ashes have boiled down. So what's baggy in the world? Now I may have created a competition, which I had not intended. Can you have a joint first place? Is that a thing? So, I'm going to pop... Well, should be more elegant than I just did there, but... So, just so you can see what I'm doing. I'm making a mess of this, aren't I? There we go, right. So, number one, exactly. What is a man without his squad? What a woman indeed, or whoever's playing. Most of the times I get shot, I don't really care who it is that's doing the shooting. All I know is that they're a better shot than me. Although I did have the urge to play PUBG again the other day. I remember having we were all having a nice chat, and then someone redeemed a dramatic reading as an airstrike happened. Doesn't happen to pro players, that. The hills are alive with the sounds of dark. So, do you know what? That's the first time I think I've actually pulled off a pickle from start to finish in a single stream. Normally, it goes completely belly up. So, there we go. We don't talk about the 15 to 0. Wasn't it 4-5 last time, Baggy? Do I remember right? My memories serve me correctly. I mean, it rarely serves me correctly, but there we go. Right, so our cold pickle's now going to go in. And this is then, in fact, I can even read the instructions that came with this. Oh, now that, oops, said Daisy, lost a bit off the side. Interestingly, I know that should really cover all of the ingredients, and it does not. So what I'm going to do, and it's not particularly cheating, is I'm going to put a bit more white wine vinegar, because it might be just the layout of a jar. But oxygen is not our friend in this case. When Baggy and you played on the same team in a 2v2, he got all the kills to win the game. But you know why, Omega? You know. Rocket launcher. I'm sure even Baggy will admit, in the face of rocket launchers flying a forefront, it is hard not to be both impressed and terrified in the same measure. Right, I'm going to drop just a tiny bit more white wine vinegar on top of that, because we do want that completely covered. Oxygen will basically start the rotting process, which will make it dashed unpleasant. And in fact, we will do the same thing we did with the cucumber, which is, in fact I will keep an eye on this actually, because maybe I can push it down more actually. Let's, oh, do. I may have picked the wrong jar for the job here. However, we're only going to leave it out of the fridge for at most 2 days, because we learnt when doing the cucumber, if you do it longer than that, it loses all of its crunch and it just becomes sort of soft and unpleasant. But otherwise, there we are folks. Pickled samphire. To go with our pickled cucumber. And let's just have a butcher's. Right, I'm going to whip the broccoli out because I think that's actually done and the chicken needs a few more minutes. Deploy monkey feet. Grab. There we go. So that's our vegetables for the evening. Now let's start plating up. Would you like to try a spot of bread, Mum, for dinner? Or are you... Yeah? Our opinion on what we think about it. There we go. Right. Let's try, not the main event, but it's certainly an event that's been going on for a few hours today. It's the only problem with streaming bread. It takes so very long. Let's try this again. I'm going to have my shower. Baggy, enjoy your shower. Nobody say anything else. Don't go and watch him in the shower. Ooh, so we're losing a couple of sunflower seeds and sesame seeds. It's still probably a bit hot for slicing, but we do want to see what it's like. So let's form a slightly risky manoeuvre. There we are. There we go. Got steam coming off it. Oh, I say. Oh, hello. That looks good. Yeah. Lots of seeds in there. That was better. Thank you, Becky. I'm glad I could oblige. I feel awful. That poor man just wants to shower. So let's just do... Oops, it's crumbly. Oh my goodness, it's a crumbly one. Crumbly, crumbly, crumbly. So...
Oh wow, the structure looks amazing.
It does. I'm really happy with this. Look at the bounce back on it as well. Look at that.
Yeah, that's really good. And look, nothing gathered at the bottom.
No, that's actually gone really well. What does Miss Al think? It's a bit heavy, isn't it?
Heavy.
The bit I had was a bit chewy, actually. Maybe it's got lots of sunflower seeds. What do you think?
There's a lot of seeds in it, but I like lots of seeds. Tastes good.
Yeah. It's really nice with the seeds, isn't it?
And is this one that you didn't have to knead it?
Which I thought was weird, but I read 3 recipes of the same thing, and it didn't say knead it on the second time. I suppose I could always... It is amazing. It's a nice bread. I could try kneading it the next time I do it. Maybe do it once more and try kneading it.
If it doesn't... Well, I mean, this suggests it doesn't need it. But it's just so... I don't understand.
I know, you normally would, so why is it? Did your cookies send? Haven't sent them yet, Fox. I'm still putting together everything into their packages. I shall put it on Instagram when they are on their way. I'm terribly slow off the mark. Good. Hello, Falama. Not only is Falama here, Falama's entered by subscribing. Just Falama metaphorically kicking down the door on the way in. Thank you very much, gents. Hugely appreciated. You're just... Oh, I'll get them to you, Fox. What? I know what an entrance. You just sort of... Here's Falama. Here I come. I'm entering the room. Bang! Get out of the way. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are in fact soon to wrap up, I'm afraid. We shall have dinner whilst it's nice and hot. So I'm now going to start plating. I think you guys have seen us do this meal a couple of times recently, but it is a current favourite and it's nice and light. It also matches a sort of period where, because of our jobs as well, it's sedentary, so we're not in need of quite as many big and heavy meals. Ooh, there we go. And the Harrick's back too. Hello. You've caught us just at the end. I'm just about to get the chicken out. The bread has gone very, very well. Oh dear, iffy shoulder. Oh, look after yourself. It's all that outlasting. It's all the jump scares. You jumped yourself into an injury. And did you like there the subtle plugging of the fact that we are going to have some Outlast this evening? I don't think anyone would have noticed it. I think it was very subtle indeed. So here's one of the broccoli sticks. Not bad. Ooh, that's a bit hot. Ooh. I used the Korean chili flakes. Yeah. So, may I say, folks, as we get the plating together, how grateful we are that was very subtle indeed. I'd like to think so. Subtlety is not my middle name. And go. So we had some funny timings. I'm just going to check the chicken is definitely cooked. So just going to peel a piece in half. Yep. Virtual physio appointment on Friday. Well, good luck. I hope everything's fine. I'm sure it will be. Oh, the jazz is picking up suddenly. It knew you arrived, Falama. It's just going. Just get a bit more jazz in our life. Falama has arrived. But thank you, absolutely everyone, for coming and chilling out with us tonight. Thank you ever so much to Falama yet again subscribing to us. What an absolute star. And for Fox, who's jumped in and raided us with 12 people from her own little lair. Oops. We've had followers, we've got hydrates, and most importantly, we've had your good chat and lovely company, which is, of course, absolutely priceless. And there we are. So, a veritable cornucopia of food for us. We have bread. We have dinner in varying forms, with what was left of our KFC spicing. We have got, that's the wrong one, we have got samphire preserve. I'll let you know how that is. We have cucumber from the other day, and we have, why not, random broccoli sticks. Because why not? Folks, that's all from us from tonight. We'll be back tomorrow playing RimWorld at 7 o'clock, not 8 o'clock. Going to try something brand new, see whether or not an earlier time suits us and fits in well, and if people are around for it, we'll just see how that goes. But until then, take care, have a marvellous evening. Don't forget, both Omega and Falama are on tonight at both 7:30 and 8 o'clock respectively. And we will otherwise see you tomorrow. Toodaloo, one and all. Thank you very much. Bye for now.